In order to solve an equation, you isolate a variable by using inverse operations which undo the operations on the variable. An equation is like a balanced scale. To keep the balance, perform the same operation on both sides. So in order to undo addition, you would subtract. To undo subtraction, you add. The opposite for multiplication is division, and the inverse for division is multiplication. And so we're going to use these skills to solve simple 1- and 2-step equations throughout the notes. Example 1, n minus 3.2 equals 5.6. To solve this, we need to move the 3.2 to the opposite side, or remove it. So we do the inverse. We're going to add 3.2 to both sides, since we're initially subtracting. So we get n to equal 8.8. Example 2, we'll do the same thing. We need to get rid of the 6. We're currently adding 6, so to undo that, we'll subtract 6 from both sides. In the end, we end up with t equals 8. Example 3, negative 13 equals y over 3. We have a division problem on our hands. This is division, so to undo the division by 3, we multiply. In this case, we're going to get y to equal negative 39. In example 4, this is multiplication. To undo multiplication, we need to divide. So we're going to divide both sides by 9. In this case, we should get y to equal 12. For this example and for the next set of examples, we're solving 2-step equations. Now we have an additional step in order to find out what our variable equals. So in example 1, we've got 2y plus 3 equals 15. The first thing we want to do is move the thing farthest from the variable. In this case, we want to remove the adding of 3. So we do the inverse, or the opposite. We subtract 3. Now we have 2y equals 12. Now all we have to do is undo the multiplication by dividing by 2, and we get y equals 6. In example 2 here, same idea. Remove the item farthest away from your variable, which would be the subtracting by 3. So we're going to add 3 to both sides. We get 8 equals p over 2. We're going to undo the division by 2 by multiplying. And we get 16 equals p. Continuing on, example 3, we've got 4b minus 6 equals 26. We'll undo the subtraction by 6 by adding 6 to both sides. We've got 4b equals 32. We're going to divide by 4. b equals 8. Example 4, we've got k divided by 3 plus 8 equals negative 12. We want to undo the adding of 12 by subtracting, we want to undo the adding of 8 by subtracting 8 from both sides. So we've got k divided by 3 equals negative 20. To undo the division by 3, we're going to have to multiply both sides by 3. So we're multiplying by 3, multiplying by 3. These will cancel. We're left with k equals negative 60. In the next set of problems, we're looking at solving with 2 terms in the numerator. Solving with 2 terms. For the next example, we're looking at solving with 2 terms in the numerator, meaning that we have half of our equation is set up as a fraction, where we have our variable and some other constant being divided by another constant. So in example 1, we've got x minus 7, all of that over 3 equals negative 12. Before we can do anything to the x minus 7, we first have to remove the division by 3. So we're going to multiply both sides of our equation by 3. So right now, the 3 here cancels the 3 in the denominator, We've got negative 36 on the right, and we're left with x minus 7. Now all we have to do is undo the 7, so we'll add 7 to both sides. And you've got x equals negative 29. In example 2, it's set up the same way. You've got 15 equals x plus 5 divided by 6. Since this whole quantity is divided by 6, we've got to move the 6 first. And to get rid of a division, we multiply. So we're multiplying both sides by 6. On the left, we get 90 equals x plus 5. And so now to remove the adding of 5, we're going to subtract 5 from both sides. And you've got 85 equals x. And we're done. Example 3 and 4 are more of the same. In example 3, 6 equals negative 2 plus j all over negative 4. To get rid of the negative 4, we multiply both sides by negative 4. You've got negative 24 equals negative 2 plus j. From here, we need to get rid of the negative 2. Negative 2 is like subtracting, so we're going to add a positive 2 to cancel it out. So now we've got negative 22 equals j. Example 4, g minus 3 divided by 3 equals 5/3. The first thing we want to do is get rid of this division by 3, so we multiply both sides by 3. Here the 3 cancels with the denominator here, so you're left with g minus 3. The same thing happens on the right. The 3 you're multiplying by cancels with the 3 in the denominator, so you're left with just 5. Now we need to move the minus 3, or remove the minus 3, so we add 3 to both sides. And you've got g equals 8. All right, so now word problems. You are making a bulletin board to advertise community service activities. You plan to use half a sheet of paper for each ad. You need 5 sheets of paper for a title banner, and you have 18 sheets total. How many ads can you make? So we have 18 total sheets, 5 sheets just for the banner, and then we are going to use half a sheet for each ad. So our unknown variable here is the ads. So let's let that be A. We know that every ad is essentially a half a sheet of paper. We know that we have 5 pages automatically accounted for the title, and we have a total of 18 sheets. So now this is just another 2-step equation. We just have to solve it. So we're going to subtract 5 from both sides. We've got 1/2 our variable equals 13. To remove the 1/2, we are multiplying by 1/2 at this point, so to remove it, we're going to divide by 1/2, or you can multiply by 2, which is called the reciprocal. So the number of ads that we can make in total is 26. Last word problem. A pizza shop charges $9 for a large cheese pizza. Extra toppings are $1.25 each. Johnny paid $15.25 for his pizza. How many toppings did he order? So key information here, charges $9 for a large cheese. Every topping is $1.25, and Johnny paid a total of $15.25. So that means toppings is our variable, or unknown. So that means if we've got $9 right off the bat for the pizza itself, we're going to be charged $1.25 for every topping added on, and we spent a total, or Johnny spent a total of $15.25. So this becomes our equation. So to solve this, we want to remove the 9. So we want to use the inverse. So we subtract 9. So we've got 125t equals $6.25. Now we want to undo the 1.25 times t, which we said times, so the opposite of multiplication is division. So we divide by 1.25. And so the total number of toppings ordered on the pizza was 5.